Ian, I have just read an article on the Guardian website that the Church of Scientology in St. Hill Green in the UK has just felled some trees in a designated area of outstanding beauty, angering local people as they didn't even seek the local authorities' consent, a legal requirement. My question is therefore, do the Church of Scientology people not care about what neighbors think, even if this could further tarnish their already dubious reputation? Or is it cultural misunderstanding? Perhaps the decision to cut these trees came from someone who is not local to the area or knowledgeable of UK laws. Could the order come from somebody in Florida or California? If so, why? Interestingly, in the article it was stated that according to the 2011 census, there are 2,418 people in England and Wales who declare themselves to be Scientologists, fewer than those who claim that their religion is heavy metal. It seems to me that keeping a stately home in England is not worth the effort for so few people. Any reason why they do this? Okay, well, you got a little 2-for-1 here. As far as the trees go, and I know this was asked a while ago, but I would say I can't sit here and say for sure where such an order would have come from, because it could have come locally, or it could have come from management, or it could have come straight from David Miscavige. Regardless, if an order is issued by a person who has the seniority in Scientology to be running other people, especially in the Sea Org, those orders are going to be complied with. And what the WOGs think, in other words, the non-Scientologists, doesn't really matter a whole lot if the Scientologists feel justified or can rationalize whatever it is that they're trying to do. One of the purposes of the Office of Special Affairs is to make things happen in some kind of legal fashion, or if it's going to be illegally done, minimize the threat to the church in doing so. And they probably did a threat assessment of what it would take, what would happen if they cut down those trees, and said, yeah, okay, maybe we'll get a fine, or maybe some neighbors will be angry with us. What else is new? Whatever, you know. And so they decided, they made a decision that, you know, for whether it was David Miscavige or whether it was the local seniority, senior people on the ground there, or maybe it was somebody from LA who issued that order. Regardless, they, weighed the options and decided this is what we're going to do because this is what we want to do. And that's pretty much how they roll in Scientology. If they want to do something, they're just going to do it. And, if there are some negative consequences, well, too bad. Right? Now, as far as the number of people in England and that property, St. Hill Manor was L. Ron Hubbard's home, in addition to being the place which almost all of modern Scientology was developed at. So it would be one of the last places that the Church of Scientology International would give up in terms of property. Even if there were only 5 people in England who were Scientologists, they would hold on to that property till the bitter end, because it has deep historical significance for Scientology, like very few other places do. In fact, I'd say it's probably, in terms of historical significance, probably of greater importance than almost anywhere else except maybe Clearwater, Florida. And of course, they're never going to give up the flag land base in Clearwater, because that's their cash cow. That's where they make all their money. That Scientology can't operate and would never survive without Clearwater running the way that it does. So that would be number 1 on the list. But number 2 would probably be St. Hill Manor, right? Even more so than the San Jacinto base, the gold base, or even the LA PAC base. Although the PAC base would definitely be number 3 on the list. The PAC base would only be number 3 because L. Ron Hubbard never actually lived and worked there like he did in England. So I think that would be just one very important reason why that would be held on to despite the low numbers of Scientologists in England.